Hello everyone and welcome back to Beef Breakdowns. I don't know why I put the screen above it. I'm looking directly at you. I'm talking to you. What you just saw is an example of suspense, I guess is the right word. Not the right word, but it's a word you could use. It's an example of suspense. So, you would think for how long I've done this or how long that I'd like to think I've done this, I would plan something, but no. Either way. In media, there's a lot of different ways that you could do suspense. So you can do it as, it just means anticipation. It means like, something's going to happen, or that something is going to happen as a part of like being in an audience. So fear comes from that anticipation. It's like suspense, surprise, comedy. They all kind of play on the same human emotions, but the concept is just, for something to be suspenseful, it needs to make you anticipate something. You're anticipating something happening. What that thing is could be a positive stimuli or negative stimuli, right? That's roughly what you're dealing with. So today we're talking about the opening scene for one of the most iconic movies to ever come out, ever. This movie is so iconic that it made your parents afraid to go into any body of water throughout the summer of the 1970s. My mom told me she was afraid to go in the bathtub after she saw this movie. Stepdad says, ever since I was probably 9 years old, told me that the greatest movie to ever grace the planet has been Jaws, because it's the greatest horror movie, greatest monster movie, the greatest movie. And this movie has done so many influential things. But I think getting started, and I think starting out, the next long-form video that we're doing, like the next video essay type thing, is going to be on horror. So I wanted to get kind of in that mood and just break down a couple of the scenes and see what I can take from it and see what we could do. So, yeah. Film terms of the day that you're probably going to need to know are POV, which I'm sure you already know if you are a degenerate or whatever, but it's basically just the camera takes on the point of view or the eye line of a character. So if they're short, going to be shorter. If they're tall, taller. But cameras are just eyes, so it's just who's looking at who. A lot of times on the internet.com, you're going to see this weird version of it where it's like, POV, my father's abusive. And it's just like, well, if it was the POV of your abusive father, then they'd be looking down, abusing. They flip it a lot in like TikTok terms. So the actual way it works is POV is you take on whatever the character you're talking about's point of view actually is. Anyways, so jumping into it. This is the opening of Jaws, and we're just kind of go through it, and we'll probably watch it once, maybe watch it twice. We'll see how it goes. Sorry, everyone. With that, I think we're back. I had some difficult... I'm looking at myself. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at myself. It makes it really weird, so I keep looking up, kind of like I'm in a fucking bukkake face. My bad. I just want to bring this up. Not that anyone cares, but he 100% just blew smoke right in her face, right? Like, that's... he very much just blew smoke into her face. Oh, and she's into it.
What's your name again?
Chrissy.
Where are we going?
Swimming.
Chrissy is a free spirit for this night swim, let me tell you, because I would not... I don't like going in the ocean in general. Going in the ocean at night seems like a terrifying thing to do. Like, I don't know what's out there, and I don't want to know what's out there.
Slow up.
I do love a pool. Pools
Slow
are
down.
nice.
I'm not drunk. Slow down. Wait, I'm coming. I'm coming.
In more ways than one.
I'm definitely coming. Whoa, hold up.
Oh, and... Wow, she really just skinny dipped that heavy. Good for her. The free spirit of the 70s.
I can swim. Just can't walk or dress myself.
So what I like a lot about this scene, just starting, like, if you look at the cinematography of it, like, I don't know if that's showing up. I don't really know how that's working, but either way, I like the cinematography of it because basically what's going on is we start in the bottom right-hand corner. We're using eyeside.
What's your name again?
Chrissy.
We watch as she goes from the left to right, incorporating a lot of good movement, tracking with them kind of slowly.
Slow up. Slow down.
Cuts to a tracking pan, which is pretty cool. Just camera's going, and then, you know, just tracking pan.
I'm not drunk.
He's not drunk,
Slow down.
but he's definitely getting fucked.
Wait. I'm coming. I'm coming.
It's a good line, and it's like,
I'm coming. Whoa. Hold up. What?
I mean, you see him plopping, the silhouette of them plopping in the, you know, nice. It's a W. I call it a W. Static shot. Visually, she's moving.
I can
towards.
swim. Just can't walk or dress myself.
You know what's really cool about this is that it looks practical in the sense that it looks like they really went to this beach at like twilight and got this perfect silhouette shot at the time it's needed to be got, you know? Like, if you look at the background of it, it's like a beautiful, yeah, twilight, it is the right word, like, a beautiful sundown shot. Not even golden hour, post-golden hour. Oh, and her leg is up. Or hand.
Come on in the water.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Oh my god. That is... Okay. Listen, I'm gonna be gushing because I'm learning with you here, as I like to say. We're doing it together.
Hold up. What? Where are we going?
So notice how the music is still a part of the scene here.
Slow up.
Here.
Slow down. I'm not drunk.
The
Slow
sec
down.
the second he says I'm not drunk, it almost becomes like pathetic. Like the music goes away. It stops being this high school, like, not high school, but it stops being this romantic, like, they're on the beach, they're gonna plow, that type of thing. Like, they're going to have fun. He says, I'm not that drunk, and then just immediately goes for it. And then
myself.
we just hear the natural sounds of the ocean. The ocean is kind of what's luring us in. We're kind of being brought into the scene. We hear her swimming. That is a hand. Notice how there's just no music. There's nothing, no sound.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
He's talking. And immediately it's brought back, and what do we see? We see the POV of the monster, of the shark, underneath the surface. Oh my god, what a shot. Following. They probably had to rig the camera to be able to be underwater. Like they did this in a pool or something. And look, we see, so we feel the dread coming up before it even hits. The strings bring her down. She knows she's fucked. She knows she's dead. So, like, oh my god, like, the panic ensues. So what the scene does is it sets the tone by stripping the music. It starts with one set of music, kind of like a... I'll start over here. Starts with, like, a romantic... What the fuck am I doing? There we go. So, the way the music is starting is it starts with basically a romantic type score, transitions to nothing, to the sound of nothing. Only the nature, only what's left. Guy is clearly passed out, unable to keep up, unable to be a part of it. Then the strings and the score comes back in. So, like, without you even seeing it, just, like, listen to, like, how the scene is, like, flowing together. So you're hearing the ocean, you're hearing the movement.
I can swim. Just can't walk.
Without seeing it, you can hear a story being told. Nothing. It's also great because every single shot is like at this dusk hour where there's nothing, no one's left in the water.
Take it easy.
And then the second it comes back in, it's whimsy, it's wonder, it's a POV of the shark going up, ready to kill. Then the iconic Jaws thing. And... Yep. Sadly killed. Alright, guys, listen. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it a buck with everyone. The new format. I'm trying. I feel like I'm slowly getting into the groove of it, but how I want this to come across and how I want this to work versus how it's actually looking and how it's actually coming across, two different things, is what it is. But that being said, I think what makes this scene really cool, and I think what makes Jaws itself work really well, is a suspense piece, and what made it scare your parents to the degree that it did was this exact thing. Yeah, the problem with a lot of horror is that in the year 2025, 50 years after Jaws came out, 50 years after it's influenced media, after it's done everything it needs to do. Same thing with Scream, where Scream came out in 1996. It's been almost 30 years since the first one came out. You've had so much separation that you have no idea what the novelty of the scene was at the time. This terrified people. This innovated. This did something that you could not even, I don't want to say understand, but like this did something at a time where it was very difficult to make something like this. And it's a thriller, it's a horror, it's so many genres blended, which makes it insanely cool. However, like the POV shot, the cinematography, the story it's telling it's like a night gone wrong, a night swim where they're skinny dipping, where they're having fun, immediately turned into a terror, like a horror show. So it's like, it works as a contained short film in its own way, where without a lot of dialogue, without a lot of talking, you're telling so much. And I think that's what makes it work as well as it does. Besides the music, like the horror is created in your mind so much faster than it is being seen. That's why you don't see blood. That's why you don't see her die, lose limbs, or anything like that. Your mind's doing all of it. Your mind's saying, what's in the depth? What's in the unknown? What am I like, what's causing this? What's gonna kill her? Sure, you and I both know it's a shark. Same way, you and I both know there's two killers in Scream. You and I both know that the daughter gets... I'm spoiling a lot of different stuff. I'll stop right now. It's not because I couldn't think of a third one. It's just I didn't want to spoil it. My bad. But, like, you're doing so much. And then on top of that, the other thing that Jaws did exceptionally well is it popularized... Well, not popularized. Technically, the Vertigo did it. But it popularized the Zombie movement. And we're going to take a look at it real quick. But, before we do that, let's just hear a word from our sponsor. Hi, welcome to Minute Film School. Do you like dollies? Do you like zooms? Why not both? kind of disorienting, but still pretty dope. Okay, now here's how it mechanically works. You need to know two things. One, relative movement. Notice how I got bigger and smaller, but everything around me stayed the same size. I moved relative, got bigger relative. Second thing, congruent movement. Notice how everything moves together, grows bigger at the same time in congruency. Bet you never thought you'd hear that word again. So basically what a Zolly does is it uses relative movement to keep the subject in the frame, me, the same size, while it uses congruent movement, the zoom, to make everything around it go smaller. Or bigger, depending. What this does to your brain is make it go, that's not how depth cubes work, but depth cube perspective. Also, zooms are just considered, lazy man dollies, but that's, again, another topic for a different day. But now when you watch shitty comedies and randomly see a Zolly, you know that they put a modicum of effort into the camera work. Isn't that neat? Isn't that fun? Isn't that a little cool little thing? So you might be asking yourself now, who gives a fuck? Well, I'll tell you who gives a fuck. The entire film world. And maybe you're interested in animation, maybe you like anime, maybe you like scary movies, but if you want to know why this scared people or got to the bottom of it without just going in complete depth or figuring it out, this movie provided a fear of the unknown to people during the 1970s, where they're out. It came out during beach season. You were afraid to go to the beach because it was just nobody, not that nobody knew what a shark was, but nobody thought, there's sharks, there's sharks in the water right now. Oh, sharks eat people and that's in the ocean? I go to the ocean all the time? That's terrifying. Oh, what if there's a shark in the lake? What if there's a shark in my bathtub? It created this level of uncertainty and fear among everything. Now, you could say that your parents were just fucking stupid and, sure. Or you could just break it down and just be like, is what it is. Jesus Christ, what am I talking about? What am I doing today? Either way. Yeah, that video sucked. I was gonna keep it a bug with everyone. Video sucked. I think I could have done it much better. Still gonna post it. And I hope you enjoyed the Minute Film School. It's something I want to keep trying to do. I do apologize. What I want to do with this is I want to try to make weekly cinematic breakdowns where I could tackle a subject that I find interesting and take from it and then put it into a work that's going to be coming out soon. What I did today, I'm still kind of trying to find the footing, so bear with me. I am sorry, genuinely, that's on me. But either way, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.